What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the third video in the series, Real Talk, where we have honest conversations about real stuff. I've loved this series, and for this last part, we're gonna talk about being out of control. Maybe we have felt like we're out of control, or we know people who are out of control. And I want to talk about today why this is important. And I want to look at the Bible to help us, give us some perspective. Proverbs 26:28 says, "A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls." I want to say that again. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Now, let me explain this, okay? So a city in Bible times had walls around it that would protect it from enemies, that would protect it from trouble. And if the walls were completely broken down, then the city was vulnerable for attack and was most likely going to be defeated. A lot of our lives are like that. Our lives, our walls are torn down, and so anything can come at us and make us vulnerable to attack and keep us from engaging in all that God has for us. But I want to give you some walls that are going to help protect your city, protect your life, protect the purpose that God has for you. Okay, the first thing is God's word. Okay, many people in the room today, or people watching this video, you have never gone to God's word and used it and applied it to your life so that you can walk out Christianity. Maybe the most that you hear the Bible is coming to Bold Club or going to church on the weekend. But I want to challenge you to build up some walls of God's word in your life so that you won't be susceptible to the attacks of the enemy. Okay? The second thing that I think is really important that helps build a wall to protect you is godly friendships. Okay? You need friends in your life who are willing to stand with you, not just when things are going great, but when things aren't going so great. I want to ask you, if there is a crisis in your life, if something goes down in your family, do you have friends that you know would stand with you? Godly friends, not just regular friends, but godly friends who will speak life over you, speak purpose over you, and really hold you up in those hard times. Do you have those kind of friends? I don't know. You've got to ask that for yourself. And the third thing is this, is being in God's house, okay? Being in God's house. Many people will say, church is not for me. Like, I don't trust church people. Church people are hypocrites, or I had a bad experience at church. But let me ask you this. Like, have you ever had a bad experience at a restaurant and said, oh, you know what? I'm never coming back here because the experience was so bad? I mean, think about it. Like, I had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A once, but I love Chick-fil-A. But you know what? I still go to Chick-fil-A. I'm still loyal. Okay, we never have that problem when it comes to a restaurant, but when it comes to church, we use the same excuse. But I want to challenge you today that the house of God is where we need to be planted to be a safety net around our city, to be a wall built up around our city. You need the house of God. You've got to be in church. You've got to allow the church to strengthen you. And I just want to challenge you to be a part of a local church. If you're not, we want to invite you to be a part of Bethany, to be a part of the student ministry here, which we call Bold, and make sure that you get connected. Look, I want strong walls around your city so that you can fulfill all that God has on your life. Man, I've enjoyed this series so much with Real Talk. I hope it's challenged you. I hope it's strengthened you. And I hope that you're coming out of this a better Christ follower. We've had so much fun with this series. We'll see you next week.